I'm not here to teach you what to think. I'm here to teach you how to think. When you set up a sex buddy relationship within a social circle, the first thing you have to understand is that it is a time-limited deal. Don't even expect to be with the same sex buddy for years and years and years. It's just not going to happen. The benefit of a sex buddy is that you are both free to actually get into more serious relationships with someone else at any time. All you are for each other is a little distraction, some enjoyable sex, until somebody else more important than you comes into the picture. Or someone more important than her comes into your picture. Now you should know this, especially once you get really good at becoming a seducer. There are going to be times when you are sitting there and having dinner with a big group of friends, and at the table will be some girl who you've seen naked and had sex with, and nobody knows. Only you and only her. Unless, of course, you were both stupid enough to tell anybody else at the table what was going on. But she'll be sitting at one end of the table, you'll be sitting at the other, and nobody's ever going to be aware that anything transpired between the two of you. That's the way it should remain. That maintains your social circle. This is why if you have an interest in a girl in a social circle, you don't tell people in that social circle, wow, I'd really like to be with her. You have just involved someone else into your dynamic who shouldn't be there. What's going to happen when you turn around and ask her out and she says no, and then someone comes up to you and says, so did you tell her you like her? Yeah, I told her, I asked her out, but she said no. You've just made it awkward now for the two of you because a third person knows. That's why if you like somebody in your social circle, shut your damn mouth. When in doubt, shut the fuck up. We have a question.
So how would you actually demonstrate interest in this girl so that if she rejects you, you don't feel awkward afterwards? I mean, can you be sure that she's not going to tell other people in that same social circle about your advances and whatnot?
Before you ask out a girl in a social circle, if you're going to go very direct, you have to be willing to drop the social circle. Especially the newer you are, the more you're going to have to risk dropping it. If you go absolutely direct. I would say try to be alone with her and engage her interests then. And then when people come around, make it obvious that you're not going to do anything in front of other people. And you let her know. If she says anything to you, she says, well, why do you act this way with me when we're alone, but you don't do that when we're out there in front of other people? It's a test. And you tell her straight. You say, I'm a very private individual. What happens between you and me stays between you and me, and it's for nobody else's business, especially for people in that other room. As far as I'm concerned, nobody in that other room has any rights to know anything about our conversations. I like to protect people's privacy, especially those that I engage with intimately. One of the best ways to truly isolate someone in your social circle is to invite them out to an event where they understand that they're the only people you're inviting out. And when you do, you don't go to the places where, let's say for that particular social circle, you've invited them out to the same museum 7 or 8 times. Well, when you invite out this particular girl from that social circle, you don't go to the museum. You don't go to a place where she and you might be recognized by people in your social circle. Listen, women's reputations are very important to them. And when you frame it along the lines of, let's just see what happens. And if something happens, great. But if something doesn't happen or we try and it gets a bit rocky, I don't want to ruin anybody's friendships here. I don't want to make things awkward. I like the group the way it is. I just want to make sure that both our reputations will be maintained, and whatever happens between us, I don't want to lose the value of this group coming in together and never feeling awkward. She'll get it. She understands it. Women think about their reputations a lot more than men do, and if you demonstrate that you can handle that, you're ready to go. Now, what if there are 2 girls in a social circle that you actually like and want to be with? The same rules apply. As long as you're not cheating on anybody, as long as you're not promising to be monogamous, you can see whoever you want, so can she. And yes, it can happen where 2 of the girls in the same social circle want to be your sex buddy. That's fine. Because as long as you behave in the same manner where we don't talk about this until we're absolutely alone, then you can talk to each individual girl alone. And if each one of them talks about you and says, oh my God, you're with him too. Yes, you're with him too. Oh my God. And they both come in and they both confront you. And that can happen. Chances are it will happen, especially if a girl loves the drama. That's where you look at each girl and say, have you earned my monogamy? No. Have you earned my monogamy? No. Well then, have I lied to you at any point? No. Have I lied to you at any point? No. Well, that's great. But since you're obviously telling each other, well, let me know if you want to have a threesome, and that will piss them off. It'll piss them off so bad. Great. I'm glad you're pissed off. Good. Now you know how I feel that you both have broken my trust. You have broken my trust. I haven't broken either of your trusts. Because remember, if she asks you, are you having sex with anybody else in this group? It's not your business. There's certain things a gentleman doesn't talk about. Will they like you? Hell no. Will they respect you? Hell yes. And if they respect you, they'll fuck you. My advice is always this. Only have sex with one girl in any social circle at any given time. It just makes things easier for you. And if you have 3 or 4 different social circles and you're having sex with one girl from each of those social circles, you're going to be getting more than enough sex. Believe me, you're going to be tired enough as it is. Having one girl in your life is tough. Having 2 girls is easier. Having 3 girls is even easier, but it's a lot more exhausting. And in case you're wondering, yes, it is actually easier dating 3 girls than just dating 1. And if you listen to my multiple women management CDs, you'll understand why. Now, what happens when you have a girlfriend in a social circle and how you're supposed to behave with a girlfriend there? In general, when you're having a girlfriend, everybody knows you have that one girlfriend. What you really have to calibrate to is how comfortable people are going to be with your physical contact with your girlfriend in that social circle. And there is no set answer, because there are some groups that really don't care if the 2 of you make out and grab and hold and whatnot. And there are other groups that will look at you and say, I can't believe you were holding hands. You really have to calibrate to see what a person's boundaries are.